Okay, my friends, this video is going to be on calculating the cost of owning a vehicle. One of the things we're going to have to calculate is depreciation. Depreciation is what you purchased the price minus today's value divided how many years you've owned it. And the cost per mile is how much money you've spent on your car altogether divided by how many miles you've driven. So let's put these into play. This year you calculated your annual variable costs of driving your car and your annual fixed costs. We're going to add those two numbers together to see how much money you spent on your car this year. So you spent $4,897 on the variable costs. Those are things like gasoline, oil, maintenance, repairs, toll booths, parking, cleaning, whatever. That's money you've spent out of your pocket on your car. Plus $9,916. That's how much money you've spent on things such as tags, title, registration, the loan that you've taken out for your car. Those things. Altogether, what has come out of your bank account or out of your back pocket for driving your car, altogether you've spent $14,813.00 on your car. So that's everything that's gone towards your car. That's car payments, that's loan payment, that's absolutely everything. But you've driven your car, so we're going to go divided by the 34,500 miles you've driven your car. 34,500 miles. You put a lot of miles on your car. Putting a lot of miles on your car will keep this number high. The more you drive your car, the more you need to buy gas. So your car is 43 cents a mile to drive. 0.43. So 0.43. All right. Question 22. The annual calculated variable cost this year is this. So we're going to take $1,850 and we're going to add it to $2,875. So that's how much money you've spent on your car this year. So it must be a car that you already own, so you're not making car payments and that sort of thing. But you still have to put oil and gas in your car. You still have to title it, register it, and all that stuff. So all together this year, you have paid $4,725 on your car. But you put 12,000 miles on it. So we're going to divide that by 12,980 miles. How much you've spent divided by how many miles you put on your car. 36 cents a mile is how much your car costs you to drive. And again, friends, we always do things in terms of dollars and cents. So when there are no dollars, we put a zero. Okay, now a little more itemization. So right here are the variable costs. Right here are the annual costs, but notice the annual cost is missing the depreciation. So the first thing we have to find is the depreciation. We find the depreciation if we know how much we spent for the car, how much the car is worth today, divided by how many years we have owned the car. So you purchased this car used at $4,234.98. So we're going to open a parenthesis, and we're going to put $4,234.98 in our calculator. We're going to go plus. We're going to go minus. So if you go to Kelley Blue Book and you look to see the value of your car, it'll say the value of your car is $3,294. So we're going to say $3,294.41. That's how much your car is worth. We're going to put a parenthesis there. So this is what you paid for the car minus the value of the car. Then we're going to divide it by how many years you've owned the car. You've owned the car for 4 years. So on average, every year for the past 4 years, your car has lost value. And it has lost value of $235.14. And that's not too bad. But that's not too bad because you've owned the car, you bought it used, you've had it for 4 years. So it's a pretty old car, so it loses value very slowly at this point. Okay, now we need to figure out how much it costs us to drive the car per mile. So, to do that, we are going to take this entire row right here where it says variable costs. We're going to add these numbers together. So we're going to take $213.73. We're going to add that to $152.39. We are going to add that to $823.59. So we add all the money we've spent together. Oh, and $14.92 on things like toll gates and parking and cleaning, that sort of thing. So $14.32. So these four numbers added together. These four numbers add together to be $1,204.03. Okay. You also had these fixed costs. You bought insurance. The insurance for your car was $823.49. You paid for your license and your registration, which is $123.49. That number is not real high because your car is real old. If your car is real old, it costs less for taxes and everything. And then you don't have any loans, so that's still a zero. But you do have a depreciation. Your depreciation is $235.15. So we need to add $235.15 because it's lost that value. So your annual costs are $1,182.13. So now we're going to add these two numbers together. This number is already on your calculator. So we're just going to go plus, and we're going to add this $1,204.03 to find that in total this year you spent $2,386.16. So if you went back and you counted up all the money you spent on gasoline, oil, filters, maintenance, insurance, registration, everything, including depreciation, you will have spent $2,386.16 on your car. What do you get for that? You drove it. Very minimal. You barely drove it at all. You drove it 1,832 miles. So this car costs $1.30 to drive. So every time you get in this car, it costs you $1.30 to drive. If you drove to school, it costs you $1.30. Okay, my friends, that's how you do these problems. If you want to go to the next one, you might want to try it, hit pause and see if we agree, or just watch again. First, we're going to do depreciation. This is a brand new car, $53,492. This is a new car. So we're going to open a parenthesis and we're going to put $53,492. So when you bought it, the car was new. It's not a new car anymore, but you bought it for $53,492. If you look at the Kelley Blue Book value of it, the car is valued at $46,923.49. Close that. And you've owned it for 6 years, so it's not new anymore. But when you bought it new, it was $53,000. Today it's worth $46,000. So 6 years, it has lost $1,094 in value on average. All right. Okay. Total variable costs. Total variable costs is this row. So $758.54 on gas. That seems like a lot of gas money. But look, you put almost 10,000 miles on your car, so you had to buy a lot of gas to drive 10,000 miles. So you spent $758.54 at the gas pump. You spent $162.32 on oil and filters. That's probably like 3 oil changes, which you're supposed to get an oil change between every 3,000 and 5,000 miles. So that makes sense. So $162.32 on your oil change. And it needed some kind of maintenance at $842.39. Maybe you needed a new radiator. Maybe you needed a new thermostat, cooling, a coolant, whatever. Anyway, you add all those together. Look, you spent no money whatsoever on tolls or on parking or on cleaning your car. So this year, out of pocket, out of your account, you paid $1,763.25 on your car. You also had fixed things like insurance. Your insurance is $1,492 a year. Your license and registration is $213. You don't have any loan because after 6 years you've paid the car off. And you do have depreciation of $1,094. So we're going to take this number, this $1,492.43. We are going to add it to $213.52. We are going to add that to how much it depreciated, $1,094.75. And this is going to be $2,800.70. Okay, these two items, the one you just found and this one right here, is money that you paid this year on that car. So we're going to go plus 1763.25 and find out that in total this year you spent $4,563.95 out of your pay, out of what was put into your bank account, out of your living expenses. $4,500 was spent on your car. But you drove your car almost 10,000 miles. So we're going to go divided by 9,449 miles to find out that your car costs you 48 cents a mile to drive. So if you live 1 mile from north, it costs you 48 cents to come to school, 48 cents to go home. If your job is 10 miles from your house, it costs you $4.80 to drive to work and $4.80 to come home from work. So if you make $11 an hour, the first hour you work, it pays for your transportation to work and home. All right. That is it, my friends. I wonder how we did. Let's see how we did. See if we missed any of these. We need to go back and clean anything up. Our process was correct. Goodness knows I type things in the calculator wrong all the time. Alrighty, let's go down and see how we did. Somewhere. Good. Ooh, nice. Ooh, so because this answer is wrong, that affects these next two numbers. So let's go back and look at depreciation. Go back and hit clear. So we should have 4,234.98 minus 3,294.41. Yep. And then we're supposed to divide it by 4. Oh, I was a penny off. So that's going to put me a penny off on this and probably on that as well. So, yep, I was a penny off. 4,234.98.3294.41 divided by 4. 235.14. Yep. Anyway, you have the idea on how to do those correctly. I don't know how I got to be a penny off, but I did. All right, my friends. Have a great day. If you have any questions, call me. No, do not call me. If you have any questions, email me or ask me in class. Have a great day.